Hello and welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I am Coach Ashley, and today we are going to talk about how you can fill your future promotional list with leads for your upcoming course or program launch. If you are someone who if you have a course that's in the works right now, this is going to be great for you. If you run programs on cohort, on that model where you have live sessions that you run, but you would like to have people queued up for the next live run, this is going to be a great option for you as well. I'm excited to have you here today. I'm going to be getting into some slides here shortly, but before we get into that, I want to hear from you. Head over into the chat. I'd love to know about you and your business. What do you do? Who do you help? And where in the world are you? Head on over. Don't be shy. We are always thrilled to have you here and to learn more about you. So first, a little bit about what we're doing here. If you're brand new, welcome. I'm Coach Ashley. I am the person who's probably been in your shoes at some point, and I help make sense of all of this tech stuff and how it should work in your business to make your life a little bit easier with the things that a business really needs in this day and age. And AttractWell is the platform that we're using to get all of this done. Once upon a time, when I first started doing all of this, walking backwards uphill in the snow to get to school, those internet days, we had to use 27 different services just to pull off the kind of professional presence and smart automation on the back end that you would want to have in place for a business. Well, today you can have all of it with one subscription, and that is AttractWell. You can store your video content, you can deliver your courses, you can sell your time, you can put yourself out there, publish yourself as an expert, and of course, build the website that your business needs. And we have it all in one place with all of the management on the back end for you to have segmented lists of leads as well as clients, clients of different types, you name it. So we are, again, so thrilled to have you here today. So we have Cincinnati, we've got Canada, Vermont, hello, Vegas, awesome. I'm in New York City. I've been coaching for well over a decade, and a great majority of that has been in this space of helping people to implement smart use of technology. So thrilled to have you here today. We've got someone who is working, creating a summit for holistic cancer support. Bless you in that pursuit, Lynn. Intuitive advisor using AttractWell to create group programs and courses. Let's see, share and consult small business owners on strategy and personal development. I love it. I love it. Well, we're thrilled to have you here today. Let's go ahead without further ado and get into these slides. And then we're going to get into the resources that we have got created for you today. So let me see, I'm going to actually close out a video so we have a better recording. And we'll get into these slides. So again, welcome. Thrilled to have you here today. We're going to talk about how to set up and use waitlist funnels for your courses and programs. So we'll get into what it looks like to grow your launch list before your course or program is available for sale. We'll talk about a resource that I've created for you. It's a done for you waitlist page. And then we'll talk about some options for setting up and using your waitlist funnel. Obviously, as you probably heard here at the opening of the call, we've got quite a few different types of businesses here. And of course, there's lots of different types of folks who use AttractWell. So you may need to tweak this to fit your strategy, your program, and how you plan to promote it. So we will talk about those as well in our live help and Q&A at the close of the call. So if you do have questions, whether they have to do with today's topic or if it's something entirely different, add those to the Q&A so that I can make sure I don't miss them. It's just me on the call here today. Greg's on vacation. And so I want to make sure that I don't miss anything, and the chat can get a little busy sometimes. Now, if you'd like to work together live on a call like the one we're doing today, if there's a project you're working on, you want review of it, of the design, of the strategy, of the copy, whatever that might be, or maybe you're just getting started and you're trying to figure out where your feet go first, you can go to attractwell.com/work-review and pick a time in the future. We are live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, at which point we can hop on together and talk through and walk through anything that you like. And if you would like to join one of these calls live in the future, if you're watching this as a replay, go to attractwell.com/office hours, and you will be invited to join our Zoom calls on Thursdays. And then finally, if you just kind of want somebody to do this stuff for you, I hear you. attractwell.com/concierge. You can learn more about the incredible qualified team that we have working here to help you get stuff done. And you can get a quote there. All right. So question, put your answer in the chat for me. Do you have a course or program that's currently in production? Is this something that you're currently working on? Or do you run live cohorts? Maybe you run a coaching program that you run, during Q1, and then you don't repeat it again until Q3. Do you do that, right? So in both of these cases, you are able to promote your future launch right now and use evergreen content, right? So, building or putting in your podcast information or on your blog posts, right? You can be promoting your course or program 24/7, 365, and using your content to do so if you have a waitlist funnel in place. If you have this in place and you're using this, especially if you're connecting this to your sales page, if you maybe have like a waitlist section of your sales page that you hide when you're selling, and that you basically swap out publication of that section for the one where people would actually purchase, and then you can actually point to the same link all the time and promote your program all the time, which is pretty cool. So that is going to be one of the things that we figure out today for you. So first, let's talk about what we need to accomplish a waitlist funnel. The first thing is either an independent page, so its own page, or a section of your program's sales page. If you have a sales page for your program already, there's a way to use this strategy and simply have a hidden section of your page that you unhide when it's time to stop taking sales and start just taking leads, right? Now, if you are using a waitlist funnel, I highly recommend that you are offering some kind of a free thing that they can access right now. Maybe this is a lesson from this or a resource from this program or course or whatever it is that you are going to be launching, right? Give them something that's related to the benefit of the course or program, or something that comes directly from the course or program. You also want to have a nurture campaign, just as you would in any lead generating situation. You want to have a series of emails where they're getting to know you, they're receiving the thing that they opted in for. If you are promoting a wait list for a program that is launching soon, then you may choose to use a date-based campaign that's actively promoting the cart opening, for instance, and the cart closing and all of that kind of stuff, if you want to actually run this more like a launch. So which one of these you choose is going to depend on how soon you're launching and if it's a live program. So this campaign, this nurture campaign, is going to deliver your freebie if you're offering one as well. Finally, we need a confirmation page. So after they put in their name to get on the wait list, we want to send them somewhere that indicates that they have done so successfully. They've added themselves to the wait list. So that's going to confirm that they're on the list, and it's going to tell them to check their email to get the freebie. And then ideally, especially if your next live cohort isn't for some time, or if you might be a ways out from the actual promotion of your course, it's still in progress, you're working on it, you might want to point them to something that they can buy right now. Maybe this is to a conversion event in your business funnel. So maybe like a strategy call with you. Maybe you have a Facebook group where you nurture those relationships. Maybe you send them there. Or if you have something that they can purchase that might be helpful to them, maybe sort of a lower level offer or other courses that you sell, you can, on the confirmation page, point them to those. Because if somebody was interested in your program and they just said, I want to know when I can buy this, they're probably pretty open to buying something right now. So why not put them in front of something that they can buy? Okay, so I have created something for you. This is a waitlist landing page. And I think this video here is going to scroll through a little bit of what's there. They can get on the waitlist, and they can also see sort of a breakdown of what they'll get in your program. They'll learn a little bit about you and why it's worth waiting to get the thing that you have. And then, of course, a section for testimonials, a section for frequently asked questions, and a final call to action here to get people to get started. When they click that, it'll pop them right back up here to the forum on the page where they can get on the wait list. All right, so you have a resource bundle that was sent to you via email prior to getting on today, and I'll put this into the chat here in just a few minutes, but we do have this. You can claim this into your AttractWell account. It is a page called Waitlist template. So let's go check it out and explore some options to use this for your next launch, and then we'll get into some live help and Q&A as well. Let me go and grab this link here that I will put into the chat, and we will go from there. Excited to share this with you guys. So here we go. In the chat, you can click and open this if you haven't done so already. This is our waitlist template. One thing I want to call your attention to before you claim it, definitely make sure that you click this link here to open your Canva template, because I do actually have a template of the images that I used on this page here. So you're able to drag images into these. So for instance, let me find my uploads. We can pop this in here. This is just a screenshot of what it looks like inside of a course or a program here. Maybe here's another one, and here's another one still. You want to change the color to reflect your branding. You could certainly do so here. And then, of course, you can export this as an image with a transparent background, and it'll look really nice on your site. I also have some just, cute little sort of icons here. You could certainly change these to your liking. Here, you take a photo of yourself. You edit the photo to remove the background, which is this background remover right here. And then, of course, you do have the option to simply use something like this and drop, your picture or anything else into this circle. So all of these are things that are used on this waitlist template page. So you're going to claim your bundle, and it is going to give you this page right here where you'll actually see this template included as well as others. So this is the page itself as it is published. And obviously you can make this your own. There's a lot you can do with this. You can actually simplify this a great deal and only use the top section, for instance, but you're going to, I believe, have a much better outcome if you've got the additional information here. So let's take a look at what it looks like when you're actually editing the page. So we have these two sections are the top. You can, if you want to change the background color, if you don't love this blue, you can click here and pick another color, or you can use an eyedropper tool and grab a color from somewhere else if you want. Right here, if you notice, you'll see that this is the box, right? It looks like this on the published page, but it just says form right here. Now, a couple of things, if you want to change the way that this looks, what we'll do is we will click Edit Element Styles. That's this little magic wand. Then we're going to click just this. You see how we're highlighting just this section here? You'll see that there is some padding here. You can adjust if you like. And we have a border color. So you can modify, again, if you look at this, it's got kind of like a bright blue that's the same as the one in the Canva template. You can change that here, make that the color that you prefer, of course. And then finally, you can swap this image out with one that you create with your template here. All right, so let's go back over here and look at the rest of the ways that we can modify this page. Of course, if you have 3 things that you want to talk about, in this particular case, we're talking about a 12-week program where they're going to get this and this and that. You can break yours down into these explainers. You click these and, oh, let me edit the content. You can click these and swap out these images if you like, or change them to the color that you prefer. You can modify the copy here and so on. So that is this section here. Next, we have this big section. If you want to change this blue along the outside, you can click the magic wand, highlight that whole section, and you can see the border color here. If you would like to change the background of this, you simply click. You see where I'm highlighting this whole thing here. Background colors right there. You can modify that. And I would encourage you, if you are offering a free thing up here, if this top section, we're saying, hey, while you wait for the doors to open, get this free thing. These need to be images of the free thing, right? These need to be images of the program. Cool. This needs to reflect the program. This needs to reflect the freebie. So don't use the same one, right? Duplicate the one from your template or make some modifications there. But I wanted to just to kind of show you how that would work. So this needs to be about the program, right? Here you go. And the reason why I have it set up this way is that if you are using the AttractWell app to deliver your course or program, you can use all of these if you want to yourself, because they are all going to be reflective of your program, with the exception of maybe the at your own pace. You may do that differently. Anyway, these that you see here, if we go and edit the content, these are just emojis. So what I did, and you can find your own here. So that's like a chart. It's on a Mac, it's Command Control Space, and you pop up an emoji keyboard, which is pretty cool. If you watch our tech tips and tricks, which is a separate training on our YouTube channel, you'll learn how to do cool things like that. And of course, this is where you're really kind of breaking down the benefits of your program, right? So now we're clear on how to modify that. This is an about section. If you want to change the color of the background of this section, you simply click the pencil here, change your background color to the one you want. Swap this out, of course, with a nice image of you. You could remove the background or not. I think it definitely looks good that way. And this is going to be copy about you and how you know what you're talking about in your program and some of the results that it gets, right? And finally, I think this is pretty self-explanatory. And this is what these this circle template is here in Canva. This is going to be a place for you to maybe duplicate and then drop in photos of your clients where you would be providing their testimonial here. So you've got a space to put in their actual testimonial copy. You can put in their name, title, company, and then of course, if it matters for how you sell, you can mention where they are in the world. If you've got, a global program that works for everybody everywhere, that might be a helpful thing to include. Finally, for your Q&A, this is one whole section. You can obviously change the font here to your liking. These little guys in between, if you maybe wanted to have more than just this, let's edit the content. So you see, I've got this copy here. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to hit enter twice. I want to insert a divider. So I'm going to go to add element, go to dividers, and this is what I use. So now we can paste beneath it, and we now have an additional question and answer here. Final section, as they're sort of driving it home, call to action. We're encouraging them to get started. So we're going to edit element styles if we want to change the look of this, highlight this section here. You can change the background color. You can change whether or not these corners are sharp or rounded. And then finally, you can change the color of this border as well. You can, of course, this would be the image that is reflecting the program, right? And this is already, and if we take a look right here and modify the content, this button is programmed to go to the section titled Form. And if you actually look all the way up here at the top of the page where Form is, I have already titled this top section for you. So if they make it all the way to the bottom and they're ready to get started, when they click this button, it's going to shoot them all the way back up here to the top to where they can fill out your form. Now, the final piece of modifying this is figuring out where it goes and what they get after they opt in. So we're going to go to the Leads tab here on this page. And you can, of course, modify your copy here. In this particular case, we're saying don't wait to make progress. Get on the VIP list now and be the first to know when doors open. Plus, you'll get my free resources, right? Because we are offering something free for them to sign up today. Better to get their information today if you can, if they are someone who's interested in learning more about what it is that you're selling. Now, this is where you're going to attach your campaign. If you have a nurture campaign, it goes here. That campaign, of course, if you're offering a freebie, is going to need to include a link to the free thing that you're giving away. And if you are using this to have people sign up for what will be a live launch, so if you're going to be doing like a cart open and cart close type of thing, then this would be a date-based campaign that you create and add to here. You'll want to use a tag like waitlist, for example, or waitlist for your course. So course name and waitlist as a tag. And then finally, you'll want to send them to a page on your site that is ideally some kind of a confirmation page. I would consider making a custom one for this that is branded for your program, that lets them know that they're on the wait list. Maybe you use an animated GIF or something like that of somebody jumping up and down and celebrating, or showing a VIP line, or whatever the image or the feeling is that you want to evoke. You would want to include that on a page that you connect here. All right, so one of the things that I wanted to show you here as a way you can use this is number one, how you can really simplify this. Like if you need a quick and dirty, if you need a quick and dirty way to get this done, then what you're going to want to do is just use these top two sections, right? You don't have to have everything else figured out here. Obviously, I have included here everything that I believe is useful and would be sort of the best stuff to have on a page like this. But if you really wanted to, and you just needed to have something that's done right now, you can go into all of these subsequent sections and hide them. And if you do that all the way down, then the only thing that's going to show up when they come to this page is this wait list, and you're good to go, right? Just make sure that you've got your campaign and that confirmation page attached, and that you've got your tag, of course, because you are building a list with this in the settings, the lead settings of this page. So that's option number one. If you just need something that is easy, quick, get it done, but you don't want it to necessarily be a sales page situation, then cool. Now, another option that I want to encourage you to consider is using these top two sections here on your existing sales page. So let's pretend that you have a sales page for your course already. Maybe, again, you are running a cohort and the doors are only open for a certain amount of time, right? So I'm going to go and use this sales page here. And what I'm going to do, pretending, of course, that this is already ready to go, right? Actually, I want to make a copy of this. Matter of fact, I'm going to copy this because that's already a template. So this will be sales page with waitlist enabled. Okay, here we go. So now what we're going to do is use the copy in page feature. Okay, the copy in page feature is something that you'll find when you go to add a new section. And then we're going to use copy in another page. And so I'm going to type in waitlist, copy it in, so that this now becomes the top of the page. Now we will have to go in and maybe delete these other sections. And again, if you already have a sales page, this is going to be a really cool thing for you to do, because you can have a static link that's going to work whether you are currently selling your program or not. So if you are putting the actual sales page out there where people can click and they can access it, then that link always stays correct, no matter where it's published. So I've just gone through and I've deleted all of the sections that came in with it. And I'm going to delete this top one, or actually I'm going to hide this one. So this is one that I would normally be using when the program is live. But since the program's not live, I'm going to hide this. Okay, so we have a form right here. And now I'm just going to scroll down the rest of the page, and I'm going to double check and see, where am I sending folks with my button? And it's payment. So we're linking to payment. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to title this section payment, because that's the one that I'm using elsewhere on the page. Okay, so they're going to be going up here to payment, and we're going to go here. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to scroll through everywhere until we get down here to where they would pay, right? We're going to hide this because it's talking about what they can pay today. So we're removing all of the payment options, right? And we're going to also hide this, because this is the payment section as well when the page is published. See, if we click this guy, this is called payment. Okay, So now that we've done that, the only other thing that we need to do before publishing this is to go over to leads. And then we're going to make our, see, don't wait until make progress, get on the VIP list now. So we're just basically going to borrow that copy. Okay. You'll want to change the campaign here, of course, and change the confirmation page, and then go into payments. And you're going to disable payments because, of course, the sales page is not going to be taking payment in this time, right? So now that that's done, your sales page will look like this, where they have the opportunity to sign up and get on the wait list. Let me actually toggle over to my desktop view here. I forgot one more thing. Go to settings, leads, on the page. Yeah, this needs to be selected if you have form. So go done, and then let's check it out. Voila. So course is launching soon. While you wait for doors to open, check out this free tool, etc. And then this is the actual sales page. But when people click the call to action, they're brought back up to the top to sign up for the wait list. And then when it's time for you to actually open the doors again, you're going to hide these sections, right? And then you're going to unhide the ones that we've just hidden, right? And then you're going to go back over to settings, enable your payments. And of course, over here, you're going to swap your language back to the call to action for them to fill out the form and get started. Right? So that just basically means you don't have to design two whole separate pages that accomplish your wait list as well as your sales. Cool. Now you do, of course, have the option of like changing the URL, right, of a page to where, for instance, your sales page doesn't show up and you can use the wait list page instead. But that's, again, it's totally up to you. All right, so I've got some questions here. Oh, Jenny, so if you if you go to where I've pasted the resource bundle in the chat, if you copy that URL, paste it into like a word processor or something like that, anywhere you can edit text, swap out the word AttractWell with the word Get Oiling. And then if you're logged into your Get Oiling account, you'll be able to claim this bundle on that platform as well. Awesome. Dana says, I have a landing page where people ask for the free item. The item goes successfully via text, but doesn't show up in the email. Followed all of the instructions, don't know what to do. Yeah, Dana, I would actually be happy to bring you out to chat and walk through that with you if that's something that you're open to. I'm also curious if you guys have any questions about this waitlist funnel or different ways that you might use it. So if you have any questions about, your particular situation and how you might best use a waitlist funnel, please do put those into the Q&A so that we can cover those together. So Dana, if you could just pop your hand up for me, if you'd be okay with coming out and talking, and I'll bring you out to chat with me. Awesome. Hi.
Hi, how are you, Ashley?
I'm great. And you?
I am well, thank you.
Fantastic. All right. So I think I am, here we go. Empowerment Destiny. That's your website, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay. Tell me, what are we looking for?
So I am trying the Abundant Life Affirmations page on the landing page.
Oh, it's a landing page. Okay.
Yes. I created it to send out daily affirmations.
Okay.
And Colin gave me instructions and I followed them. And I'm still not able to get it via email, but they get sent via text just fine.
Okay. Okay. So let's look at the campaign details. It does show email only.
I did switch it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Is this just happening to you, or is it maybe happening to other contacts?
Just me. I mean, I haven't tried to send it to anyone else. I've just been trying to test it myself.
Okay. Okay. So I have, let's see. just for the sake of your privacy, I'm looking at this without sharing my screen.
Okay.
It looks like you are on day 0 of that campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And it does look like you opened the link here. This let me see if am I far enough down here to where this isn't going to show any sensitive information. Yes. Okay. Let me show you what I'm seeing here.
Okay.
So in your contacts under past actions, and I am on your contact, you're the only person on this campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So this is daily affirmations. Empowerment Destiny Daily Affirmations is the subject line of this campaign. And you are on day 0 of it. And that is the same title here. And if you look, this means it was opened, and this means that a link was clicked. So it does look like you have this working successfully now. It looks like it went to you, and it looks like you clicked several times, and it actually shows when you opened it.
I did open the email, but there are no affirmations attached.
So where would you have set those up? Because if we look at the campaign, let me just hop over here again, just trying to avoid showing contact information. So the daily affirmations campaign only has one message.
I put it in, if you open it up, click that, the name, and you look down, I think I pasted it right there. Oh, is that the wrong place to put it?
Yes. So are these supposed to go out one per day?
No, they're supposed to go out together.
Okay, so these are supposed to go out with this.
Correct.
Okay, got you. So this section is images that will send via text, and your campaign is email only. And even if your campaign allowed for both when somebody opted in, because this is images to send with text, they're only going to receive these via text. And then, of course, this is going out via email. So what you would do is you would actually just include these images in the body of the email itself. And so I assume you probably have these. Here we go. Yeah, we can just include these here. So we'll just add them all. Yeah. And then what we'll do is we'll add just a little instruction so that they know that they can right click on a computer, or they can tap and hold down to download these.
Okay.
Here we go. So this will allow so we'll say right click or press and hold, or tap and hold, we'll say tap and hold on the attached images to save them to your own library for regular use, right? And so now we have these images here. And so we will save this. And what I'm going to do now is send a preview email. So you're going to receive an email from yourself, and you'll see how this is set up, and that should be fully attached.
You rock, Ashley. Thank you so much.
I'm glad we could help. Thanks for coming out, Dana.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So what else? All right. So who wants to talk about your next launch? Tell me about a program that you are working on, when you're launching it, and what you still have left to do to get it done. And feel free, let me know if you want to come out and talk about it together, if you want to unmute and chat with me live here. Definitely wide open to work with you on that, and really excited to hear what you guys are working on and what's coming up for you soon. Let's see. Oh, that's so amazing, Sherry. You've got Jessica helping you build your website, and she is so good. Like, we have two Jessicas. They're both fantastic. Jessica, you're working with actually has a background in design and graphic design. I have worked with her a lot on projects that I've headed up, and she's great. She's fantastic. All of our folks are amazing. And you can learn more about her and the rest of the team at attractwell.com/concierge. And actually, I think not this coming Thursday, but the one after, we're going to have her and, well, we have both Jessicas coming to join us, so you can meet them here on this live call. I'm so happy to hear that, Sherry. It really means a lot to us that you're getting the help that you need and that you're happy with what you're getting. Big believer in the ripple in the pond. we can make a bigger difference than we think we can, I think, starting out. And it's been really awesome to see this community grow and the type of people like you that we have attracted here. So perfect. Oh, great. Trina has a one-on-one with her set up in June. Oh, fantastic. So what are we working on this week? What's our sort of main focus or goal that everyone's working on this week? I have been I've been reformulating courses, and that's been my main focus. What that usually looks like for me is actually a great deal of work outside of AttractWell First, where I'm outlining and sort of planning. When you do your work in a really organized, like if you plan your organization strategy of what you're doing, if you project manage before you get started, what you do in AttractWell actually takes very little time, and you can really grow in leaps and bounds and getting things done. So that's my personal thing. And then, of course, what will come from that, that you guys will be invited to participate in soon, will be a live launch on courses and setting up and creating them in AttractWell courses and programs. So basically anything that you would deliver inside of a vault. So that could be a live cohort. It could be a membership. It could be an online course, like a traditional, just go through the modules kind of thing. So Sharon says, I'm creating a new program that combines my business consulting and personal development, a la assessments, numerology, et cetera. So I'll be using all of the trainings. This will be my first program totally housed in AttractWell. Oof, that's cool. Trina says, I've been filming a course and making the resource PDFs for when Jessica gets her magic hands on it to create a good funnel. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is definitely, that is all the kind of stuff that you want to be doing before you even get into your AttractWell account, right? Like, what am I going to be teaching? What am I going to use? And then those resources, the actual, I love to call them frameworks because they're a means by which you apply the knowledge that you've just obtained. And so if you can focus on creating tools that people can use to not just Netflix your hard one content that you create, but that they have a path to applying it so that they can actually get a great result from what you're doing. It's such a powerful thing to do, and it can be so simple. I've actually got a client that I've been working with on just that, on creating sort of downloads, worksheets, printable tools to implement. In her particular case, she is a woman with incredible energy that you wouldn't believe. She's had 11 kids and she's homeschooled them. And she's still got a few that are in the house, and she's helping young moms kind of get it all together, right? And so something that she came up with and started using, 20 years ago, and she's just got like a crude drawn out thing that she used at home, we transformed into a well-designed document in Canva that her clients can print out and use for the same purpose, right? Something like that. And it's so simple. They're huge in value. And of course, they increase the value of your program that much more, because people really can get a better result when they're encouraged to do something other than just consume information. So excited to hear more about how that goes for you guys. If you want to pop your hand up, I can bring you out to chat if you want to talk through anything that you're working on. Of course, Sharon or Trina or anyone else with what you have done. Dana says, getting the website done now that my free offer is ready to go out, then slides for your first course. Oh, that's fantastic. Do make sure that you guys go through the online course training. It's not just about setting things up in AttractWell. It really is about sort of the project management of it all. And I do go through my my Trello process for that, which is Trello is something that you can use for free. I use the paid version because you can connect like calendar dates and stuff to it. And I use it with a team. So if you're at that point with what you're doing, then paid version might be helpful. But You can even just use the free version. And I find it to be a really great sort of digital filing cabinet where you can see everything laid out really nicely. Highly, highly recommend. Let's see. All right. Well, guys, if we don't have any other sort of requests, then if you don't want to come out and chat, if we're ready, we feel good about what we've got today, then I don't want to keep you any longer than we need to. So definitely, again, like last call here, if you have any questions or you want to come out and chat, I'm here to help. But if not, then we're gonna get rolling. Awesome. Oh, hi, Yulia. Haven't seen you in a bit.
Hi, Ashley. So good to see you. I'm trying to at least to get a few minutes in on what's today? Thursday. On Thursdays, yeah. Just to get the energy from you.
Oh.
I know I haven't been doing much. Life happens, and but I'm still working. And right now, as you remember, I'm working on piano online course.
Yeah.
Which is I decided to just create the programs because it's never gonna be enough time for me to complete doing online course. So I'm just doing the programs, especially for my existing students right now moving into the summer. I'm gonna provide online programs on different subjects. But I want parents and the people who would like to take these programs over the summer be able, organize with AttractWell, where they know exactly where they can make a payment, installment of the payment if they cannot pay the whole amount. It's going to be 6 weeks, and the program costs $350.
Okay.
How would you suggest for me to organize and set it up with AttractWell? That it's going to be easier for them access, for me to, kind of send the reminders, and what would you suggest?
Yeah, I would set that up inside of a vault. And then you have a couple of options with sort of how you're pacing out the content and whether or not there's maybe emails going out alongside the content. Basically, what I would do, let me see if I can open this up here. Oh, I need to change the account here. Just a moment. So you want to use a vault. That's going to allow you to enable the multi-part payments. And so that's going to be sort of where your payment plan goes, but then also where you're delivering the content itself. So you're going to have your lessons, maybe a discussion room, et cetera. But then in the classes themselves, you have a couple of options with how the content is delivered and what happens next. So here's a lesson. In here, you can, let me see. If you are going to maybe, let me see what we would do here in this case. You can require homework or instructor approval. And in which case, if you're, so an instance, the instance here would be require instructor approval, perhaps, an email can go out right away. Right? Or if maybe you want them to fill something out, or maybe you want them to film themselves practicing and send upload the video or a link to the video or something like that, you could do that here. And then that's going to enable you to send an email out right away to them automatically. Now you do have another option, and this is at the vault level. And this really has more to do with the degree of engagement you want to be fostering for your course experience. So that's going to be...
I'm going to be using this Zoom session. So
okay,
I guess I already created the Vault Piano Online School, but inside that Vault, I will create different classes. Correct? And then inside each class, I'm already will structure what I need to my students to do at the end of the lesson. Correct?
Right. Yes, that's right. That's right. You do have the ability to, over here at the vault level, there's a tab here called reminders. So these are inactivity reminders. So if somebody maybe hasn't logged in 5 days or 7 days or something like that, you do have the option to set up multiple of these just to make sure that they're going back and keeping up with the content. But yeah, it kind of depends. If you check out, we do have a training, several trainings actually, where we talk about onboarding and using an online class to onboard clients. It could be in your particular case, especially where this is someone who would be getting on private calls with you. You may want to use a similar approach as what I teach in that video, which is essentially they're going to receive some degree of instruction in a lesson itself, but then when they complete it, you can maybe attach an automation where after they've watched this lesson, an automation happens where they're sent to a page to book their call with you, just as an example. So you could do that as well.
And what's the subject of that call?
Yeah, that's going to be, let me find it for you. And we can go look at this together. Okay, so I think it's onboarding. Yep, I do talk about onboarding systems, and one of those is using the Vault. So in this particular one here. So I'm going to type that into the chat if you want to grab that, or you can just search onboarding on our YouTube channel.
Amazing. Okay. You always makes it so easier. I was like, here I am thinking about it, like days and nights. And on the call, you make it so easy. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm glad everything is doable. We can get it done. Thanks for coming out, Yulia. All right, Rai says, I have content in my course and I want to know if I need to delete it to add my recorded voice to each slide. Would you like to come out and chat, Rai, if you want to raise your hand? Let me see if are you still here? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can bring you out to chat if you'd like. Just pop your hand up here on Zoom. Ray, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. So if you have content in your course and that content is written, then you probably just have that typed out on the page. If you're wanting to add slides with your voice recorded, that's going to be a video, right? And so one of the ways that we have sort of demonstrated how you can do that on some of our other trainings, let me just kind of walk you through this really quickly. You can use Zoom and AttractWell for this, which is pretty cool. So if we go to our AttractWell back office here, if you go to Zoom, right here, start a Zoom meeting just with yourself. When you're in your meeting, which we're in one right now, you are going to record to the cloud. Now, once you have recorded to the cloud, you're going to see your video under my recordings right here. Now, there aren't any here that you can see right this moment, but they will be here if you have recently recorded something to the cloud after you're done. So when you're on that Zoom call and you're recording to the cloud, that's where you're going to be narrating your slides, right? So you're going to share your screen, you're going to talk through your slides, and you're creating a video, right, of you speaking through your slide deck. So once that recording is processed, it'll live here for about 10 days. And you can actually come over here and there will be a link that shows up that says, move this to my videos. So that's actually going to transfer that over to your video content, which is right here under videos. And then the video that you have, you'll be able to actually use as the video in your online course. So just as an example, going into my classes here, we'll come over to one of our lessons. And you can actually see that I've attached this here, but I'm going to remove it and show you. We'll select the video. And if you have that, of course, in your recorded videos in those files, then you'll be able to select it. So there we go, select. And now it's there, right? So that's how I would go about recording your content, your voice over the slides. And you can do that without having to purchase some kind of screen and voice recording software. You can simply use Zoom included with AttractWell. Just make sure that you're hitting, before you start your presentation, hit record to cloud, and then stop the recording or end the call. when you are done. And then of course, you're going to wait just a little bit because it takes a little while for Zoom to send the video file to your AttractWell. But once it's there, it's a one-click transfer, and now you have that useful anywhere inside your account. So glad that was helpful. And thank you for asking your question here. Awesome, you guys. I'm so thrilled to see you all are in the process of making great things. Can't wait to see more of them come out. Let's look at them together. If you want to talk about how you can optimize, we can do that here as well. Sherry, can you use the audio only for a podcast? So if you were to record to the cloud, there is an audio only option. Yeah. Now, I don't have any personal experience of taking that transcode over to a podcast player or platform. I'm sure there's a way to do it because a lot of podcasters use Zoom, especially in the beginning. I know that there are some highly specialized platforms that deal with, the dual inputs of two different mics. So if you're using two people and you're not in the same room, for instance. But yeah, Zoom should work for that. The only thing is sometimes the way that Zoom codes a video, and this is just me speaking from my experience with video that comes from Zoom, I found that in, what is the name of that software that I use? ScreenFlow. In ScreenFlow, which is a screen recording software that I use for when I'm producing courses, I can't edit a Zoom in there. Like I add the Zoom transcoded video into that, and it's just green, and there's like no fix for it. So I don't know how an audio will behave. Definitely give it a shot. If you have if you're using a podcast hosting, that's not something that we do. That is a very specialized thing. So upload that to your podcast hosting and see if it works. It could certainly work. And I think that they would be able to, that service would be able to answer that for you, I think, better than me. Awesome. Super exciting. What are you podcasting about, Sherry? Kind of subjects are you talking about? And by the way, and we did talk about this, I think on two different live calls at the second half, I think last week and the one before that, you should absolutely have a podcast page on your AttractWell site. Where you can embed your podcast player, where you can link off to your feed, wherever you have it hosted, and then you should be integrating the promotion of your podcast alongside or co-promoting with your blog post content. So Sherry is podcasting about joy-filled relationships. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Fantastic. Well, best to you in those endeavors, you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. We'll be back here next week, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern. If there's something that you want to learn how to do, literally what we have today came from a request from someone just like you using the AttractWell platform. And they said, is there a template for this? And our answer was, there is now. Let's talk about it. So we can help you in that way, and we will as often as we can. So feel free to send that request to us. Let us know what you're looking for. If you can't find it, we'll make it. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Happy creating.